Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Trailhead Explanation. In this video, we are going to cover unit run and auto launch flow from a custom button from the module auto launch and schedule flows. So in the previous unit challenge, we had created an auto launch no trigger flow by the name create child campaign flow, in which we were using variables which were available for input, and we were creating a child campaign record where we had associated it to a parent campaign record as well. So in this unit challenge, we will be focusing on how we can execute or how we can trigger the execution of our auto launch no trigger flows, because as we know that auto launch no trigger flows cannot be executed or cannot trigger their execution on their own. They need some other process, maybe flow in Apex class, or in our case, or in as for this unit challenge, we will be focusing on custom button to trigger the execution of this auto launch flow. So let's quickly launch our Trailhead Playground and go to your campaign object where we are going to create a custom button by the label child campaign. Let's just copy this, create a new button, label it. You have to create a detail page button, and behavior will be display an existing window without sidebar or a header. Now here we are going to select the content source as URL, where we are going to specify the URL. So in order to tell our custom button which flow it has to reference, we have to first of all put out the URL of our flow. So how we can get that is you have to go to your flows list, and here you will see create child campaign. You have to select this drop down over here, click on view details and versions. Now here you will find there is this parameter URL. You have to copy this flow slash create child campaign. Go back to your campaign button and paste this URL over here. After that, put your question mark, and one by one, we are going to place all those four available for input variables which we had created: campaign ID, campaign name, campaign owner, and camp start date. These four variables, we are going to assign dynamically values to these variables in our URL by using the merged field of campaign object. So let's see, the very first variable that we have to assign value to is campaign ID, and the value that we are going to assign is campaign ID. So let's just go back here, paste this variable without any spaces, put the equal to sign, and using the insert field, you have to take up the campaign ID merged field. After this, and then type camp name equal to, and select campaign name from here. After this, place another and operator, and after that, camp owner. Make sure the spellings of these variables are exact same that is shown in this challenge, because these are the same variable name which we have created in our auto launch flow. You can see these are the exact same variables. So we are referencing, or we are passing the values to these variable only. And then once we click on that button, those values will automatically be fetched by using the merge field, and then will be used up here in this auto launched flow. So let's just go back to our button again and paste this camp owner. Make sure there are no spaces in between the parameters, equal to, and then select the owner field from this drop down. Owner ID, again, and the last field or last parameter that we have to assign here is camp start date. Just paste this, remove any extra spaces, equal to. Now here, camp start date is a date type of variable. And in this URL, we can pass values in text format only. How we can convert this value into text? So what you have to do is, from the left hand side function column, you have to select the text function, insert this over here, and in the value, you have to place the field start date. So what it will do is the text function simply converts a value to a string using standard display format. So this start date of date type will get converted into the text value, and then it will be passed to this camp start date at last to our auto launch no triggered flow. So we are done with our parameters. Now, next thing that we have to do is pass the return URL. So return URL is basically when you click on the button, this button, and once the execution of our flow has been implemented, our flow execution is completed, then using the return URL, we are specifying the page where this, or the URL where this should redirect to. So as soon as the flow execution is completed, this is going to return to the URL which we are going to specify over here. So again, put this and the parameter that we have to use ret URL, then equal to and forward slash. And here you have to specify the campaign ID, because this is the page where we want our record to be redirect. So here the campaign ID, and that's all we have to do. Just click on save and we are good with our custom button. Now this button is of no use unless it is placed on any layout or lightning page. So in our case, we are going to create a lightning record page on our custom object, and then we are going to place this button over there. So let's just go to our lightning record page and we are going to create a new one. Label, I'll be copying it from our challenge, which is campaign lightning page. It has to be record page. Click on next. Label, I'll put that over here. Object, select campaign. Go to this clone Salesforce default page and select this campaign group view default. Click on done. Now here we are going to add our button to this highlighted panel. So select this highlight panel, which is placed on the top of your page. And here you have to select this upgrade now button under the section upgrade to dynamic action. So select this button. As soon as you select, it will ask whether you want to migrate with the action from an existing page layout, or you want to select the actions from scratch. So as part of this challenge, we will selecting migrate option over here. Just click on next and select this campaign layout. So this, all the actions that are present on campaign layout will come or will migrate to this lightning record page. Click on finish. So you can see all of them, all of these actions are appearing over here, which are there on existing layout. Now we have to add a new action, which will be our button child campaign. So select this child campaign and click on done. I'm going to take this on the top so that it is visible on our layout without clicking on any drop down. I'll just simply take that to the first action. Then the next thing, or the last thing you can say, is save and activate the lightning page, where we have to assign as default org, and the form factor that it will be assigned to will be desktop. So let's just go back here again, click on save, activate, assign as org default, let it be desktop only, click on next, and finally save. Now, all you have to do is see this in action. So let's just go back to our app launcher. Here we have, and in the app launcher, just search for campaigns. So we already have one record, user conference, June 17, 19, 2002. Let's just go to this record and test this. So right now we are not able to see this button. Let's just refresh our screen. So you can see now child campaign, our very first action is coming up on our record detail page. Now you can see that start date is here already. Campaign name is user conference. Campaign owner is there. And the parent campaign. This field is currently null, as this record is not a child of any of the campaign record. But as soon as I'll click on this button, all these four fields start date, campaign owner, campaign name, and parent ID will be filled out on our child record, because these are the four fields that we are specifying in our flow at the time of child campaign record creation: name, owner ID, parent ID, and start date. And all the values will be passed to these variables from our button itself when we click on this button. So right now, as you can see, if you go to related, there is no campaign hierarchy record. As soon as I'll click on this, the flow will start its execution. And once the execution is completed, it will return back to this page. As we have specified, return URL and the parameter we have passed is campaign ID. So it has returned back to this page in only. And under campaign hierarchy, we are seeing one campaign record created by the label child of user conference, the name of the parent campaign record. So this is the name which we have specified in our flow as well, where we have used the static value child of and the campaign name. So let's just see this, analyze this child record as well. So you can see the start date has been copied from our parent record. And right now you can see that parent campaign has the lookup or the value of the parent record we were from which where we click this button. So campaign name is also there, campaign owner is trailer explanation, that's totally fine. And if you click on this hierarchy icon as well, you'll see that child record under this hierarchy tree. So that's all we have to do, a lot of explanation and a lot of things that we have done in this challenge. So now it's time to check the challenge button. So this unit is completed. Hope I was able to convey the concepts and you learned something new through this video. See you in the next video with another unit or module. Till then, take care. Thank you so much.